Welcome back. Part two. This week's show.
Dos.
3-ball walk.
Tres.
That is correct. And we talked a little bit about the College World Series. Let's start with former College World Serians. You like that word?
I think you just made that up.
I did. I'm
Serians.
Cuban. English is my second language.
Okay.
So, did you see Mike Zunino set the Mariners' all-time RBI record for a month by a catcher with 20?
That bat's right-handed?
No, catcher RBIs in a month.
I know
This is a team that's been around for 40 years.
that's a pretty specific stat.
And he was
I
hit
would
like
say.
170
RBIs
last
by
time I
a catcher in a month.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah, okay. No, I didn't see that. But
looked.
He's had 22 in June, and we're only on the 19th, 20th of the month.
no, that's
Is
pretty
he
good.
getting over
22
200 yet?
He's tearing it up the last week
They
and a
had
half.
benched him earlier in the year. I mean, they had put him on the fine.
You know,
He hit 170.
does he finally? We'll start with Eddie. Does he finally stick?
Yes, he finally sticks. He looks like a major league player now. I thought when he first came up, he didn't have that look. He still looked like a college player, and I think he looks like a major league player now.
What defines that? I mean, when does that happen, do you think, in a guy's career? Oh, I'm supposed to answer the question.
Yeah,
right?
answer the question.
Oh, yeah, I
first.
think he sticks. Yeah, I think he's been through the ringer now, and he knows what it's going to be. The process is, and he's ready to go.
What defines it, in my opinion, the ability to make adjustments to pitchers' pitches. If all of a sudden they're throwing you the breaking ball and you can't hit it, and they keep throwing it and you can't hit it, and they send you down to the minors, well, learn how to hit it. They bring you up. Guess what the pitchers are going to go straight at doing? They're going to start throwing it, and you're going to.
Yeah, if you can't hit it, you ain't gonna be long.
You're not going to be long.
No.
So it's the ability to make those adjustments and just stick.
And I think
to stick.
physically he looks bigger, stronger. And if you're going to catch at that level with that many games, you got to be pretty physically sound to be able to do that. And he just looks stronger.
Okay. Well, I got to give you each a point there since you both said he's there to stick.
Hey, but I said it first.
You get a point.
Okay,
You got
whatever.
a point.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Part two, let's go. Okay, your question, and you're vehement about it, so
Yes.
I'm going to give it to you.
Okay.
Is George Springer.
Yes.
Usually, up until last year, ironically enough, you select the All-Star teams, and then off the All-Star teams, you either get a captain or they select. These four are going to represent the American League, and these four are going to represent the National League and the Home Run Derby. Last year, Giancarlo Stanton, did not make the All-Star team, but he said, I want to be in the Home Run Derby. And he literally went to the All-Star game for the sole purpose of being in the Home Run Derby, and he wound up winning it.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, until you have an All-Star team, you don't select those participants.
Right.
Now, George Springer comes out a couple days ago and says he does not want to and he is not going to participate in the Home Run Derby, even though he has yet to even be named to the All-Star
Exactly
team.
right.
Okay? You know, should he, if chosen, should he be obligated to play in that? Home
I
Run
think
Derby?
he should be obligated to play it. I mean, the game is for the fans, and if you don't have fans, you don't have a team. I think that he should have to if he's selected for the All-Star game, he should be.
If he's not selected and they choose him, does he make the trip just to be in a Home Run Derby on Monday afternoon?
I think he should do it. Yes, I do. I think he should be there for the fans. I think it's about the
So
fans.
whether or not he's selected, you're saying...
I'm thinking he should still go. I think it's arrogant of him to say, I'm not doing it now. Let's see first if you get selected.
Eddie?
Well, I don't think he should be forced to go. I don't think any player should ever be forced to play in an All-Star game. The sad fact is that you're saying, I don't want to be a part of something that is elite. And for me, that is a telling thing for him.
Yep.
And if I were the other players, I'd say stay your rear end at
Yep.
home. We don't want you there, and we don't want you in the Home Run Derby, and we don't care if you're in the Home Run Derby. You know, the arrogance sometimes amazes me of some players who says, well, I don't want to participate in the Home Run Derby contest. Well, first of all, nobody's asked you yet.
Right. That's the part.
And if nobody's asked you yet, why are you even saying I don't want to? Now, if they ask you and you're like, well, you know, I'm tired or whatever, whatever. It's been a bad stretch. I don't feel like going. I don't want to go. I'm not in the All-Star. I didn't get selected. I don't want to go and make that trip. I want to have 3 days off. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you
And
should
I'll
be
tell you, and the
forced to
biggest
do it.
thing, and even if you are selected as an All-Star, and I've seen, there's some guys, Ken Griffey Jr., after he won the first time. He said it was great, but the next 3 weeks after the All-Star game, I had a hard time because I had completely changed the swing and everything like that, trying to hit home runs. So there is that rumor.
But guys don't go, you're telling me guys don't go into the batting cage.
You do a couple, but to sit there and do it for his...
That's
Well, it is what it is. Eddie, you're about to win this point.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, because, no. If he doesn't want to do it now, very arrogant to do it beforehand and whatnot.
just say what everybody else says.
Right.
I have a pulled hammy. That was the old
But I
excuse
wanna-
for
but I
guys
wanna
who
play.
managers used to say when somebody gets selected to the All-Star game and they wanted to give them a week, they wanted to give them the 3 days off, they would go, oh, he's got a bruised thumb.
Well, I remember when the All-Star game used to mean something too.
Yeah. Like home field advantage.
Home field advantage.
And now it doesn't
squat.
mean
That means nothing.
They got to
It meant
change.
a lot more. Don't get me started with Bud Selig again.
Hey, at
Don't
least
get me
he had
started.
something to play for.
Yeah.
Okay. Eddie, former MVP, having a great year, only 30 years old, Andrew McCutchen. The Pirates are struggling. He's got a $14.5 million option on his contract. Do they deal him?
They deal him this year.
Yeah, do they deal him right now?
How far? Let's see where they.
And you can have him for one more year.
where are they at?
$14.5
They're
million.
five out right now.
They're 5 out now.
6-4. They've won their last game.
32 and 38. 6 under 500 though.
I don't, with only being 5 out because they have a shot to make the playoffs. I would not trade him now, even though 1 year. I might trade him in the offseason. I might see what I can get for him then. But 5 out and you got a chance to make the playoffs, you don't trade your best player.
And we
away.
still have a month to go before the trading deadline's over with.
Right. I mean, we'll know more then. So I would go. I would wait. I would hold on it until that.
It's your question. What's your
I
thoughts?
trade him now. Why you can max out your value. I mean, he's a great player, and I just can't imagine what he might do in the American League. Is where I think I would try to trade him to. I don't want to. I'm not going to trade him in the
So
National
you can
League.
DH for him?
DH for him, or he can DH. I say he goes. No, I say no. I mean, he don't get DH for him.
You got
I
him.
knew you were going to say you got
You got him.
Bat the pitcher, DH for him.
Be a DH for him, but I think
Well,
that he
Brian
goes
Johnson's
to,
batting, that
he
might work.
goes to American League. I think the Pirates, because I just don't see them. Garrett Cole is awesome. He's a great pitcher.
See.
But I don't give enough.
And I
punch
think
to
you just
make it-
I think you just named even going there 6 games out, I don't think they're going to make an impact.
I don't
and
either.
if you can get it's got to be the right deal. But right now this team 4 years ago, 5 years ago, you built around
Andrew McCutchen.
Andrew McCutchen. You don't build around him anymore. Not if he can give you the pieces. Point goes to Eddie 2-2.
Bob.
Yes, Bob.
Oh,
Point goes to Bob.
point goes to Bob.
It's okay.
Not to Eddie,
No,
but
but
Eddie got the last
he's
one
got
and they
DH from
tied.
the American
It's
League,
2-2.
it's
Can we appeal
Question.
and get a new judge?
Hey, good question for you, okay? Right now, the National League West, Colorado 20 games over 500, the Dodgers and Arizona 19 games over 500. It is a heck of a race. Milwaukee right now is 4 games above 500
I
in
never would've
first
thought that.
place in
Yep.
the Central, and everyone else is at 500 or lower. The Cubs are a game over or whatever.
Yep.
And in the East, the Nationals are tearing it up, and everyone else is 5 games under 500 or more.
Right.
Can we sit there and safely say right now that all 3 of those teams in the West are going to be in the playoffs with 2 of them as the wild card?
I don't think there's any question about that. The way it's set right now. I mean, they
The
would
way
have
it's in right now, but
they
I'm
would
just saying,
have to-
is
they-
the race over?
they would have to have a colossal collapse, and I don't.
Which
have,
one would?
I don't have a crystal ball to say who's going to have 3 guys get hurt. You know, at any point you lose, let's say you lose 2 of your starters and your best offensive guy on any one of those teams of LA and Arizona, especially LA and Arizona. I think if they lost them, then they would be in trouble. If Colorado lost them, they would. I don't know that they would, but I don't know that anybody has enough time to catch them because they're so far ahead.
They're 8 games ahead, the 2 of them, and then everyone else is 8 games or more behind. 8 games you can make up.
You
Your
can.
thoughts? Can
Yeah.
we safely assume that the 2 wild cards are coming from the NL West?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
You guys, the point of this
It's
is
to argue.
take-
No, but you look at
Well,
look
you
at the
didn't
team.
tell me this ahead of time. You didn't tell me what
I
the
know.
question was going
They're
to be.
so far ahead.
We need
right
to
now.
cue them on the
They're
news
so,
setup.
they're so far
but
ahead.
hopefully you guys are enjoying this.
The Cubs and the Brewers, you know, and right now even the Pirates, you know, who are only 3 games back of the Cubs, all have a shot at the title. Out west, though, you look at the despairing difference between that and where San Diego, San Francisco.
Well, San Diego and San
they're
Francisco
gone.
isn't
It's
who
over.
we're talking about.
But
We're
what I'm
talking
saying
about
is-
will the Cubs bump them and the Brewers stay up there,
Right.
or will no one from
No.
the East? But I'm saying,
I
is someone
think
from the
it's over.
Central
No.
going to come?
And if I
It's
I
over.
really wanted to ask the question,
It's over.
I would look and see what their schedule are, how many times they play
Play each other, right?
Because if they play each other,
Well, the way it is right now, you play each other more. These
Right,
guys
but I
have
mean,
to play each other 18 times. You're only playing these other
but I'm
guys
talking about
9.
between now and the
In
end of the
September,
season.
right.
If they've got 20 games against those two teams right there, and the Cubs have theirs, I think the Cubs have a chance to get there.
But will Milwaukee drop by that time too?
Well,
both those teams have to stay up.
One of them will have a chance to be a wild card team.
But two of them are. So do you think one of them will, or is it going to be those?
I still think it's the West,
And
but I think it's possible.
It's the West. Yeah, it's the West. And you know, you look at the Dodgers right now. You know, and we talked about it before we started the show. Cody Bellinger. I mean, you know, he's got chances to set the rookie record in the National League.
This isn't the
home
point.
runs.
You're throwing out another point, dude. That's our
They can
next
do.
argument.
Yes, they can do it. Yes, it's going to be out of the West.
Is it possible?
It's completely possible.
Is it possible that someone else does it?
From the East or the Central?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, then you get the point because you said it is possible.
is possible.
And I think it is possible. I think it's
No.
most probable that those are going to be your two wild cards.
Right.
But you give it no chance. You said it's
I know.
possible. Point to Eddie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have a chance.
And
I want to know Aaron Judge,
Yes.
Cody Bellinger, unbelievable. Cody Bellinger, who's kind of been lost in the thing, leading the National League in home runs,
Yep.
21.
21.
You know, Aaron Judge and the story we've been talking about him and everything like that.
If he's in today, he wins.
Is Aaron Judge and I guess we're going over
That's
here.
it.
It's over here first. Is Aaron Judge clearly the best rookie this year, and is he going to be the best player?
I don't know if he's the most publicized because he
Again.
plays in New York, and they talk about New York 24 hours a day. But I mean, Cody Bellinger has kind of slid in, under the radar, and all of a sudden, like I just said, you know, he has a chance to set the rookie record for home runs. I mean, we got a long way to go, but he only needs 17 to tie Frank Robinson.
Trevor Story was on that.
Trevor Story was
Until he
on
got
that
hurt.
last year. He got hurt. So there's a long way to go. But Aaron Judge, I mean, to be in New York, to have the light on you 24 hours a day, and not that LA doesn't have a light on him 24 hours a day, but Aaron Judge has just been phenomenal. I mean, you can't quit talking about him.
So which one is it? You can't have both.
I gotta go. I'm gonna stay with Aaron Judge.
And he will be the better player in the future.
It's a toss-up. I think he could be if he continues the way he's at right now. Look what he's doing. He's leading the league.
Eddie,
He's
who do
leading
you
the-
like?
But
It's easy to say Aaron Judge, and that's where everyone is.
I'll go the other guy.
Cody Bellinger.
I'll go with Cody Bellinger, and I think the reason why is because Aaron Judge is a big guy with lots of moving parts and a big long swing, and sooner or later they're going to find the hole in that swing, and they're going to pitch to it, and he's not going to hit all those home runs. And then can he do all the other stuff? Can he play defense? Can he play and hit the ball when they find him out? Bellinger, we'll see, but right now I think Bellinger has the bigger upside. Because I just see Judd as just being a home run guy, and
He's hitting 335.
He's almost triple crown number.
yeah, but still, I mean, yeah, he's he's got a lot of those RBIs because of the home runs. He's not a singles guy. He's not just hitting gaps and doing those kind of things. So
I think when you look at a guy like Aaron Judge, the guy, and it's hard not to, somebody of our age, you think there's one guy, and he didn't hit for average, is Frank Howard, who was a huge guy like Aaron Judge is, but he
didn't play. Did Frank Howard play the outfield?
Yes, and he was an outfielder, and he was rookie of the year, but the guys were in shape the way they are. They didn't train the way they do now.
Frank Howard was a home run, swing or miss, strikeout.
Exactly.
The guy you're looking for more is Harmon Killebrew.
Killebrew second, but he wasn't as big as Judge. That's why I picked Frank Howard, because he was 6'7". But if you look at somebody like Killebrew, hit over 500 home runs, I see Aaron Judge, if he stays healthy, like we just talked about, being a dominant power hitter. I mean, he's 25, so he's 5 years
He's
away.
got
from his
1
prime.
year.
I'll tell you,
Here's my thing
He's 5 years-
on both of those.
Right, it's their
The
first year.
sample size is way too small to be saying what he's going to be in
Right,
the future.
And because of that, we don't know. They're
We
both
don't
having
know.
phenomenal years, and I'll tell you the one thing I will jump out online. I think
And what do you
the
think?
two National League, American League Rookie of the Years, I think we're still in June, and I think it's already
It's
decided.
done. It's just said.
Well,
It's
it depends,
just said.
unless one of them gets hurt.
Right.
And then
Unless-
you're still going to have
still gonna be in there.
22-60.
They're still going to be up there, and they're going to be first or second either way.
You know, but if someone contributes to the pennant race
Yeah,
or
he gets
something
hot
like
down
that,
the stretch, then they win
but
it.
I give them a mid-July.
Oh,
you
they
get,
got it.
You
No
get
doubt.
over the 25 home run mark,
No doubt.
and,
Yeah,
and
it's a great year either way.
We don't know.
No.
I'll give you a toss-up, half point each.
Okay.
you guys might have kept score this time. I don't know what it is, but starting
I think
next
Bob
week,
won 3-2.
that's gonna be one of the. You can't. Someone got. You both ended up with a half.
Oh, 3.5, 3.5,
Okay,
2.5.
okay, whatever.
So that's it. Hey,
That's fine.
Cuban point of the week. Yasiel Puig hit his 12th home run. Only had 11 all of last season,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
and he's.
While still awaiting his
And I'll tell
suspension.
you that with Corey Seager, the Kershaw. I do not know how the Rockies and the
Arizona.
Diamondbacks are keeping up with the Dodgers.
That's amazing.
Because they're winning. They won 5 in a row.
You go with
7-3
the
over the last
Hey,
two.
trivia question: how many rookies of the year have the Dodgers had in their life of as a team?
Five
We'll
in
find
a
out
row,
next
five
week.
in a row
Let
in
us
the early
know.
90s.
We'll find out next week.
It's been a lot.
Hey, we got to go.
Hey, thanks for joining us. It was a fun week. Check back next week, and we're going to change the format. We'll have a name for it. The Bob versus Eddie. Yeah.
See you later on 3 Ball Walk. All right.